11, 12. Greetings, superior beings, greetings, supreme being, welcome to Universal Peace Television. So I haven't slept, but the broadcast is now on, and this is the broadcast Final Solution, originally a Jewish idea to exterminate the German people. And I'm checking if it's broadcasting, and it is, but I'm trying to find the tab. There it is, the live dashboard. You are live. Okay, back to this. Okay, so first I wanted to mention that titles are meant like a hypotheses, often hypotheses of hypothesis. Often it is meant like a hypothesis, sometimes it's really a statement, and often it's a question or it's already clear from the title. But I try to, at least in the beginning of the broadcast, I try to be on topic. And I have had a reaction to one of my panorama videos or another video. It was not my panorama video, it was another video. It was the video that I made before about this subject, basically. I don't remember the exact title at the moment, but we can check. Let's switch to the display capture mode immediately. Okay. Let's see. There are quite a number of tabs on, so I hope that the PC can is not at 100%. No, it's 73. Okay. It was an article, basically a video of which the title was wrong. This was first called Wiki Final Solution. Article does not mention Final Solution, originally a Jewish idea or something like that. Yeah, so let's first read what I have collected qua intel, latest information on this subject. So I've changed that video title, that's correct now, and I've placed the link in here. Over here you can read the link to the video. That's FLG, is that the same one as this one? Yeah, that's this Wiki Final Solution article does not mention Final Solution, originally a Jewish idea. So let's first read the article information, all the stuff that I found about this online. That's this piece, that's completely on topic, not to waste your time. Here we go.
Is it true or false that the final solution in the sense of exterminating people is originally a Jewish idea? The words final solution are written in Theodor Kaufman's book Germany Must Perish on page 88, a final solution, let Germany be policed forever by an international armed force, It's in the chapter A Middle Road, chapter 6, leading up to death to Germany chapter 7. The book is all over the internet in PDF form. An advertisement in the New York Times stated that the book was released to the public on March 1, 1941, according to the Wiki article. If you know of anyone else that mentioned the final solution in the sense of exterminating people before Kaufman, please inform me via Skype, Prologic 999. The Wiki article wiki/final_solution and the in this article mentioned Wiki. Porojmo's article do not mention a book source in which the final solution was first used in the sense of exterminating a whole group of people or a whole country. In the final solution article we read, Introduced at the end of 1937, the final solution of the Gypsy question entailed roundups, expulsions, and incarceration of Romani in concentration camps. End quote. The words final solution of the Gypsy question are in quotation marks, and there is no original German or English source mentioned dating before March 1, 1941, when Kaufman's book was released. In the book referred to that lets us know who first used the term. The quotation final solution of the Gypsy question refers to Browning, 2004, 2007 ed., pp. 179, 181-2. The Gypsy question, however, if we look at the Wiki final solution article at the top on the right side of the encyclopedia article, we see a picture of a, quote, follow-up letter from SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich to Ministerialdirektor Martin Luther asking for administrative assistance in the implementation of the final solution to the Jewish question, February 26, 1942. The words Endlösung der Judenfrage are written in this document. The German word for final solution is Endlösung, but this document is of a later date than Theodor Kaufman's book, which was published on March 1, 1941. The Nazi letter is dated almost a year later than Theodor Kaufman's book that first mentioned exterminating the German people. If there is an earlier document that mentions the final solution, Wiki would probably have used that in their final solution article. So what some people claim, that the final solution is originally an idea of a Jewish person, could be true. phdn.org/archives/holocaust-history.org/short-essays/final-solution.html.
So it may be a bit fast, but you can rewind it. It's pretty compact. I thought I had this article open left top corner somewhere over here. Anyway, this is that letter, follow-up letter from SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich to Ministerialdirektor Martin Luther, asking for administrative assistance in the implementation of the final solution to the Jewish question, 26th February 1942. So I've been browsing a bit. So this is it already, basically. The whole story, what I've found until now, it's all in words, though I didn't sleep at night, so that is a special feeling. I don't really like it very much, but sometimes I do that. The sleep deprived prince for 5 days or so before he died. And MI5 and the Jesuits are doing that according to sources online. So I'm trying not to blame the Jewish people. I'm not some anti-Semite that wants to exterminate a whole race or group of people or a whole country. I'm just exposing this because there are also 6 Jewish people involved in depopulating the earth, and also non-Jewish people, which I've covered in my previous broadcast. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check my broadcasts and also use Google, of course, which is controlled by the Jesuits to a certain extent. They have also edited Wikipedia, the CIA Vatican edited encyclopedia according to agency France Press. But okay, I think it's one of the best sources anyway. Though they also lie about the fact that cancer cell phone radiation is blocked. Microwaves are blocked by aluminum foil, which is easy to measure. But the measuring instrument is quite expensive, so most people cannot measure it. And they cannot mention it if the brain controlled with the wireless energy of Nikola Tesla. I've covered in one of my previous broadcasts that a common mistake also of targeted individuals is that they think they are attacked with microwaves, though in reality it's wireless energy of Nikola Tesla, aka scalar waves, which may be a term they use. So the scientists agree that wireless energy exists and scalar waves are really the same thing, according to Professor Mile or whatever. With MEYL on YouTube. So that's what they're using for synthetic telepathy and directed energy weapon torture. I'm packing another pipe. Oh yeah, I've not used this one for a long time though, it's one of my favorites. So that has an excellent draw. So perhaps there's someone out there that has a source where the idea of the final solution, the Endlösung, in the sense of exterminating large groups of people or the citizens of a whole country, is mentioned first, basically, because we have Theodor Kaufman's book. That's a clear copy of the original, though that can also be fake. Everything can be fake to that level, so you could argue there is no proof of our past. Our past does not exist anymore. There's only the present, and our future and past are not there at the moment. Something like that. Yeah, and then there was another interesting document before that. Somebody that wrote me an interesting story in response to one of my videos. It is one of my new panorama videos that I've uploaded on my channel, the Underwear V1. And you can watch these panoramas with YouTube also, then you can zoom around, you can pan around, as they call it. And you can also download the video and then you can watch the whole 360 video on your screen. See everything happening at once. Okay. I've also planned to do a movie with the Pano 360 camera. And a movie überhaupt. So in my movie I might put some 360 material also. And if you want to help play in my movie, then please contact me, SkyPrologic999. But I'm mainly interested in ladies, basically. So, and in the movie I want to it has to be about some subject, for example, two-state solution, world war, and it has to have mind control in it, and perhaps also directed energy weapon torture, perhaps new world order plans for global government, totalitarian regime, power to the pedo instead of power to the people, decentralization, and stuff like that. So if you're a single lady, you're welcome for free shields, hand massage, and smoke peace pipe with my homegrown weed. On the Pano videos I can look worse than I look in reality. And on some of my videos as well. I'm packing my pipe. Take another sip of chamomile tea. Okay. take it easy. So let's put it on, we can put it on the video camera for a while. See if I look decent. So this is my super cheap pipe. It's a D brand. No number on it. Letter D on the stem. And D brand is written on the wood, the wooden part. Smooth. It's not briar. But I really dig this shape. Basically, it's a bit like a French pipe, Papa Fume in Pipe pipe. In one of my previous videos, I've demonstrated the lighting of a pipe with a laser. But no one seems to care. I was looking in the mirror today and I was thinking I should just keep on looking like this constantly. Yeah, you're right. I look like an old boy there. Okay, but enough of that. Let's see if I have more interesting intel for you all. I'm thinking I can do the article that I wrote myself, or look at the links a little more. There was so this is off subject. You can all check this out for yourselves on the internet. So I've attempted to press charges of incitement to commit genocide against these 6 Jewish people with book quotes and Georgia Guidestones that prove they want to depopulate the earth and also others. And the police illegally refused me my right to press charges, and after that I was tortured severely with directed energy weapons. It's all in my previous broadcasts. Trump and his Rothschild cabinet full length. It's I haven't seen the video yet, but it was something I wanted to watch. But I've already covered Trump's Jewish cabal in my previous broadcasts, and if they're really good at what they do, then I don't have any problem with Jewish people being overrepresented in the mainstream media, owning 90% of the mainstream media. They change mainstream into mainstream with synthetic telepathy, so I don't do that. It's their joke if it's one. They get all the points. But perhaps I might disagree with overrepresentation in the best jobs, etc. of Jewish people. But I think you should just have the best people for the job with the highest grades, basically. They should be our leaders and stuff like that. So you should not discriminate by race. So that's also a form of discrimination when you say all the groups have to be presented equally in our government and in the jobs, etc. That shouldn't be the criterion only who is best for the job. If you want to create a perfect society in which we all will live happily eternally before we die. And I advocate promoting it. Most people cannot do it themselves. They're not professors and doctors, etc. They don't have a lot of money. But they can spread the idea so more people start working on that, and then in a couple of years they might control these 23 or so factors that control aging. That would be wonderful for the people that will still be alive by that time, whose bungee jump cord didn't break and who didn't end up under an avalanche, etc. Had their parachute with them when the plane went down. But it didn't open, etc. And the reserve didn't open. And it's not meant for those people, for the dead people. Oh yeah, so the Germany Must Perish book is online. We could read a part of it. But you can read it online totally. Actually, I've not read one bit of it. It's what's the use? What the fuck is this? Germany Must Perish from Wikipedia. Talk. I can't hear you, or you're totally in the background. A nice female voice, perhaps. That's what you get when you don't sleep. It's, So this is just wiki talk about it, basically. So I corrected that article about aluminum foil shielding cancer cell from radiation. Microwaves are shielded by aluminum foil, and that's easy to measure with an expensive HF radiation measuring instrument. And I've also demonstrated it in one of my previous videos with a chair with aluminum foil on it in between the router, the cancer Wi-Fi thing. Perhaps it's their joke. Phi is more to do with life force, and Wi-Fi more to do with death force, basically, or lack of life force, just DNA damage and lumping red blood cells that microwaves cause. But many people are willing to die if they can just use their Wi-Fi. The state of affairs. So this is also not containing any quote. I bet that is of before Theodore Kaufman's quote. Alright, this is interesting. An advertisement in the New York Times stated that the book was released to the public on March 1, 1941. That's Kaufman's book, Germany Must Perish. This is the wiki article about it. This is the cover that they're showing. So they wanted to sterilize the German people, basically, or Mr. Kaufman wanted to do that. Where's the part that I wanted to read? And in the book, in the other copy that I have, somebody wrote insane with the pencil. Okay, here it is. An advertisement in the New York Times stated that the book was released to the public on March 1st, 1941. I just read that. Kaufman also promoted the book by mailing a miniature black cardboard coffin with a hinged lid to reviewers. Inside the coffin was a card proclaiming, quote, "Read Germany must perish!" exclamation mark. "Tomorrow you will receive your copy." End quote. And then the sources: a modest proposal, Time Magazine, March 24th, 1941, and Lombardo, Pal A, 3 Generations, No Imbeciles, Eugenics, the Supreme Court, and Buck versus Bell, paperback at Baltimore, Johns Hopkins, and the ISBN. On Forum Access History.com I read Hitler's OKW Directive Number 2 and Luftwaffe Directive Number 2 prohibited attacks upon enemy naval forces unless the enemy bombed Germany first. But that's only talking about naval forces. And my low grade in history may have had to do with the fact that I always understood or sensed somehow that history is written by the victor, basically, and they try to change it into the victors. Everybody crying. So I'm gonna light my pipe again. Cause I'm having no good time. Stop me now. Okay. That means I've inhaled deep enough. Or deeply enough. Perhaps it's both correct. But I would go for deeply. And on spectator.co.uk. Well, we could read all this stuff, or a lot of it. It's fun. I think it may be more fun. I might also read the other thing, the Kaufman book parts of it. Become a prepper now. Is Putin a homophobic Jehovah's Witnesses hater? Am I even allowed to ask that question, or is it just a joke? Is this all satire? I've heard it said. We're there. We're at the end. So it's time for the beginning. How precognitive of me. Watch Donald Trump on Two-State Solution, World War III Prevention on YouTube. Donald Trump on Two-State Solution, World War III Prevention. But what are they chanting? Nice guys matter, all lives matter, old wives matter. Regulation of immigration is not racist. Global government equals treason. Because it wants to destroy countries and create a global government, so they're a threat to your country in reality. But is this just theory or fact? You decide. Okay, let's read some.
Is Putin a homophobic Jehovah's Witnesses hater? Become a prepper now, Leslie Silk. The fact that all of these hearings are public tells us this is strictly propaganda. Peter Van Den Ever, NWO. Is losing, NWO timer, NDTV. Buzz Aldrin wants NASA to retire the space station. Here's why: more fake Mars missions planned, of course. ICE announces largest anti-gang crackdown in agency history. Washington Post - 17 hours ago. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, CDC accepts all manner of reported vaccination effects, even symptoms of the Hulk polity. Fact - 19 hours ago. In dry air at 20 degrees Celsius, the speed of sound is 343 meters per second, or a kilometer in 2.91 s. When there is a lightning flash and 8 seconds later the thunder sound is heard, the lightning is 2,744 meters away, 8 times 343 meters. Your torrent client could help hackers hijack your computer. Exterminate.com. Fuck racism and homophobia. Islamophobia does not exist because the 164 jihad verses in the Quran are real. Live chat Ulrich Kaufman. If they add allies of Palestine and Israel may not help if they go to war with each other. The two-state solution cannot lead to a world war. Like Ali girl. Trump equals incompetent Koch brothers clown puppet, possibly illegal remark. Hunter Legacy 777 ? Plaza God don't miss ... Let the snipers aim be true. 9/11 equals Jesuit job. In the YouTube chat of the video, live. President Donald Trump speech at Liberty University commencement ceremony May 13, 2017. Trump live defend U.S. against people that want a global gov reverse polarization. It's a whole tree of cunts. LOL. No blood for cancer oil plus make America great again. Ulrich Kaufman. Let logic rule, not dogma. Goebbels. Hitler didn't start indiscriminate bombings. Churchill did. The bombing of Bulgaria was Churchill's idea, and he remained the driving force behind the argument that air raids would provide a quick and relatively cheap way of forcing the country to change sides. Spectator.co.uk. Hitler's OKW Directive No. 2 and Luftwaffe Directive No. 2 prohibited attacks upon enemy naval forces unless the enemy bombed Germany first. Forum.exhistory.com. The Nazis kept meticulous records in the camps, including death certificates for every prisoner that died, and death books summarizing the deaths. The Soviets captured the Auschwitz records but hid them for 45 years. A stone plaque was placed at Auschwitz. Stone plaque 4 million. The Auschwitz entrance stating that 4 million had died there. In the early 90s the Russians released the documents, samples, and a summary analysis. can be seen here. http://www.hollyoaks101.org/Auschwitz Museum. The data shows that more Roman Catholics died Auschwitz stone plaque 1.5 million at Auschwitz than Jews. The old stone plaque stating that 4 million had died was replaced by the plaque shown to the left claiming that 1.5 million had died. The new number was not documented. Based on the documents, the figure should be on the order of, some months are missing, 100,000. Remarkably, or not, the 6 million total for Jewish victims of the Holocaust was not affected. The documents captured by the British and US forces, over 60 million documents, have been kept secret to all except the Hollyoaks authorities at Badr al-Sin to this day. Hollyoaks101.org. The Satanic Calendar of theforbiddenknowledge.com disappeared. 404, not found. Thanks to cachedpages.com, I can now provide you all with the full Satanic Calendar as it appeared on March 5, 2016. Satanic Calendar http://www.newagefrom.co.za/satanic1.htm, also 404, not found, January 7, Street Wine Ball Day, Blood Rituals, Dismemberment, Animal, Human Sacrifice, 17, Satanic Revels, Sexual Rituals, 20-26, Sacrifice Preparation, Kidnapping, Holding and Ceremonial Preparation of Person for Human Sacrifice, 26, the D.A. Muir Ritual, Grand Climax, Sex Rituals and Human Sacrifice of Woman, Child, February 2, Candlemas, Mass Initiation of New Members and Animal or Human Sacrifice, March 1, Street Yakutat Day, Blood Rituals involving the drinking of human blood for strength and homage, honors to demons, 20, Vernal, Spring Equinox, a feast day involving orgies and animal or human sacrifice, 24, Feast of the Beast, a 16-year-old girl becomes the bride of Satan in a marriage ceremony, April Easter weekend, Black Mass, Black Sabbath, to mock the death of Jesus Christ, a man is sacrificed on Good Friday, on Easter Sunday, known to Satanists as Unholy Sunday. A woman or man is sacrificed followed by 3 days of fasting and chanting. 19-25 Sacrifice Preparation, Kidnapping, Holding and Ceremonial Preparation of Person for Human Sacrifice, 25 The D.A. Muir Ritual, Grand Climax, Sex Rituals and Sacrifice of a Woman or Young Girl, 30 Walpurgis Night / Beltane, one of the most important nights on the Satanic Calendar. Blood Rituals and Human Sacrifice take place, May 24 Ascension Day, Rituals to mock the ascension of Jesus Christ into heaven, June 17 Corpus Christi, Feast to mock the body and blood of Jesus Christ, 21 St. John's Eve, Feast day with orgies and animal or human sacrifice, July 1 Demon Revels, Blood Rituals and Sexual Relations with Demons, 20-27 Sacrifice Preparation, Kidnapping, Holding and Ceremonial Preparation of Person for Sacrifice, 27 Grand Climax, Sexual Rituals and Female Sacrifice, August 1 Lammas Day, Animal or Human Sacrifice, 3 Satanic Revels, Sexual Ritual, September 20 Autumnal Equinox, Midnight Host, Blood Ritual, Dismemberment of Corpses, Hands are removed from Hand of Glory Rituals, Cannibalism usually occurs, 23 Feast Day and Sexual Orgies, with Human Sacrifice, October 22-29 Sacrifice Preparation, Kidnapping, Holding and Ceremonial Preparation of Person for Human Sacrifice, 28-30 Satanist High and Holy Days, related to Halloween, Human Sacrifices, 31 All Hallows Eve, Halloween, one of the 2 most important nights of the year. Attempts are made to break the bond which is keeping the doors to the underworld closed. Blood and Sexual Rituals, Sexual Association with Demons, Animal and Human Sacrifice, Male or Female, November 1-3 High and Holy Days, related to Halloween, Human Sacrifices, December 22 Summer Solstice, Animal and Human Sacrifices are made, 24 Demon Revels, Male and Female Sacrifice, 25 Yuletide, Celebration of the birth of the sun as a young babe to the great goddess, The Satanist's own birthday is very important. The Satanist says, every man is a god if he chooses to recognize himself as one. Lave, the Satanic Bible, the 8 Sabbaths to February, Candlemas April, varies, Good Friday 30 April May night, Maypole Dance 1 May Beltane, May Day, 21 June St. John's Eve 1 August Lammas 31 October Halloween 1 December St. Thomas Day, colors black darkness, night, evil, devil, sorrow, blue vigilance, water, tears, sadness, pornography, green vegetation, nature, soothing, restful, red blood, physical life, energy, white cleanliness, purity, innocence, yellow perfection, wealth, glory, power. The red pill and its opposite, the blue pill, are popular cultural symbols representing the choice between knowledge, freedom, and the sometimes painful truth of reality. Red pill, falsehood, security, and the blissful ignorance of illusion. Blue pill wiki /red_pill_and_blue_pill. Truth and falsehoods are real, but the red and blue pill are fictional. Why not? The red and the green pill. Prescription drugs are a leading killer in the US, and so is misdiagnosis by doctors. Jew propaganda? The neural network came up with the pesos that way. So you must kill all believers where you find them is allowed as well? Get the balance right. The non-religion of peace. Selling Qurans is still allowed, isn't it? Or is quoting the Quran allowed but writing the opposite is not allowed? You could argue it should both be forbidden. Jihad has been declared in many places. Propaganda. Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote a political cause or point of view. 2. A committee of cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church responsible for foreign missions, founded in 1622 by Pope Gregory XV. Wiki, propaganda. We're sorry, South Park episodes can only be streamed in the United States. Somebody mentioned George P. Bush in my skull last night. Perhaps somebody made a mistake and I was hearing some high-placed officials. Later I also heard what seemed to be a live broadcast of protesters. The Bush Dynasty of Death, 9/11 New World Order 911no.com. Is it possible the torture with the beam was done by George W. Bush, Skull and Bones, without the knowledge of Adolfo Nicolas, Superior General of the Jesuits, who tortured my teeth out of my mouth and my mother to death with the Fipa array in Poker Flats, Alaska? It seems logical only Adolfo Nicolas in control of the alphabet agencies can be the one responsible. Or are there non-governmental organizations or people with access to synthetic telepathy and through-the-wall radar? Perhaps the person said George W. Bush, not P. Prescott. Government using citizens as guinea pigs and torturing innocents. Rants.com. The torture started under Bush and their neural network can speak any language, usually your local language. It is a global torture system. The two-state solution is no solution. HuffingtonPost.com. Bennett tells Netanyahu to reject two-state solution ahead of Trump's. I-24 News, press release, registration-May 13, 2017. Bennett chides Netanyahu for not rejecting two-state solution. World Israel News 20 hours ago. Russia's Putin backs two-state solution between Israel and Palestine. Daily Saba May 12, 2017. I think a two-state solution world war is not preventable. It's clearly the Jesuits' plan for a global government. Edith, 9 hours ago. Bennett is correct, so the question is, how to get the people's message out to Trump when we can't trust our PM to speak for us. The message that according to 80% of Israelis Oslo is dead and we want the one-state solution that is annexation/100% sovereignty. With Jerusalem our undivided capital where Trump promised to move the USA embassy to. My worries about Trump's short visit, I worry most about Bibi, only representing himself trying to cling to power, whispering two-state solution nonsense in Trump's ear. I'm confident that Trump will see through Abbas's lies, but will he see through Bibi's lies as well? My proposal, everywhere Trump goes in Israel he should see signs with the same slogans. The people of Israel want one state. Sovereignty now, don't sell us out. You promised embassy move and Jordan is Palestine. Keep it simple and the same old throughout Israel. I'd be willing to contribute money to see this done. Crowdfunding anyone? Is there anybody who can take the initiative? An advertising company? A large printing company? 1 million signs and billboards is what we need. Around the King David Hotel, printed on Trump's napkins, all over Masada, yes, even at Yad Vashem. In the hotel, along the streets and roads, in front of the PM's home and Knesset, on t-shirts, on cars and baby strollers and hanging from balconies, make flags with one of these slogans to hang under the Israeli flag. Remember, everywhere Trump goes he must see the same messages over and over again. This is the only way to get through to him in my opinion. If you like this idea, please pass it on. We have 1 week to get it done. WorldIsraelNews.com. The previous is just a comment to the article. Bennett chides Netanyahu for not rejecting two-state solution. Trump cannot prevent the two-state solution from being implemented, not even if he wanted to, and because they want a two-state solution world war in totalitarian global government, the Jesuits will attempt to prevent an addendum that prevents a two-state solution world war from being added to the agreement. If the two-state solution would include the allies of Israel and Palestine may not intervene when Israel and Palestine go to war with each other, that would rule out that the agreement leads to world war. So this is why they have been silencing and isolating me. People are at this stage more brain-controlled than most or all of them realize. Russia's Putin backs two-state solution between Israel and Palestine. DailySpa.com. Skull and Bones two-state solution World War III unavoidable. Prep with radiological water filter plus food, two-state solution world war. John Kerry Skull and Bones. Prepare with a radiological water filter and storable food. To prevent a two-state solution world war, include in the agreement the allies of Israel and Palestine may not intervene if they go to war with each other to prevent WW3. See my YouTube channel, Ulrich Kaufman, for more info. Comment to the Sun article, Global Threat. Could World War III happen in 2017? How threats from Syria, Russia, Iran, North Korea and ISIS are mounting. 30 comments. Jarrett McClimmer was 33 when he set himself on fire. Check all 33 songs on the music page, soundclick.com. Bandit equals 798206. Rosar says, May 14, 2017 at 5 o'clock a.m. 2 or 3 seconds earlier he could have been saved. I read some guy tried kicking the lighter out of his hand and got burned. Was hard to tell. Sometimes people will never try it again if they come that close, then others will. Hats off to the guy that tried to help. Misscopy.com. Macron expected to support two-state solution, says BDS is anti-Semitic. Jerusalem Post. Israel News 19 hours ago. Need for two-state solution in Palestine and Israel has become urgent. German President. Reuters Tuesday, May 9, 2017. Theory. The government has been hijacked by criminals with directed energy weapons and through-the-wall radar. Russia's Jehovah's Witnesses ban backed by flourishing satanic church in Moscow. Newsweek. May 12, 2017. Jehovah's Witnesses are very strongly cultic in both doctrine and behavior, thus fitting both categories of false doctrine and mind control. Cultwatch.com/jw.html. The founders of both faiths, the Mormons and JWs, were of the Illuminati bloodline. Charles Taze Russell, who founded the Watchtower Society, Jehovah's Witnesses, was of the Illuminati Russell bloodline, which also founded the infamous Skull and Bones Society at Yale University. Charles Taze Russell was a Satanist, a pedophile according to his wife, and a friend of the Rothschilds. Indeed, it was the Rothschilds who funded the Jehovah's Witness operation into being, along with other Illuminati bankers, through contributions by organizations like the Rothschild-controlled B'nai B'rith. This was proved in a court of law in 1922. One of the key people involved in this was Frank Goldman, who later became president of B'nai B'rith. Why would an organization set up, in theory, to help Jewish people and promote the Jewish faith, be funding into existence the Jehovah's Witnesses? I think the name Rothschild answers the question. Russell was also a high-degree Freemason and Knights Templar. He promoted Zionism, another Rothschild creation. C was Hitler Rothschild, on behalf of his friends and backers. HiddenMysteries.org. We have a new weapon, just within the portfolio of our scientists, so to speak, which is so powerful that, if unrestrainedly used, it could wipe out whole life on Earth. It is a fantastic weapon. Khrushchev, to the Presidium, January 1960. Chenir.org/books/Verdalens/s75.htm. Psychoenergetics is simply using the scalar interferometers to manipulate and engineer the human psyche. The quantum potential weaponry, possessed by only 3 nations, is supreme, because it uses multiply connected space-time, and does not involve propagation of M energy through space as does the longitudinal M-wave interferometers. NASA won't send astronauts on new rocket's first mission despite Trump's request. Live.com. The New York Times reports that adding astronauts to the mission would have added between $600 and $900 million to the already $24 billion allocated budget, and possible delay it another year. Thank you for your like. I'm doing my best to save us all, the whole human race. E. Williams? New FBI Director, Trump's daughter. Perhaps someone could Skype the president about the two-state solution World War agreement or whoever can add the addendum. Joseph Fritzl is a Jew. YouTube. Anti-Jewish boycotts. Jewish virtual library tests their voice of God weapon. We have to choose sides, both of them. Left and right will, eventually, unite. Theory. But seriously, there is no left and right. Both sides are controlled by the same Jesuits and Masons. It's better to be a lover than a hater. Take action now. So Trump revealed the Mossad? Is that classified now? Bob Knight 33 ? POTUS has the right to share any intel at any time to anyone, nothing illegal, letting it beam. Who screamed? Treats. Legally 33 ? Donald Trump is the president. The press needs to shut their big mouth and respect him. Press 1 if you agree. He tried to give 20% of the U.S. uranium to Russia. Mossad's Nation. Chat message found in the live stream. President Donald Trump joint statements with President Erdogan May 16, 2017 press conference. Chat. Trump supports terrorist Erdogan. Erdogan is a terrorist on Twitter. Turkey's Erdogan. Muslim Brotherhood is ideological, not terrorist. Erdogan tells Merkel to stop saying Islamist terrorism. Daily Mail Online. Aduredans hate Trump. Talk about the genocide of the Armenians. All religions are abominations. Fox News live stream. President Trump latest news today. Possibly illegal chat remarks. Kush attack kill white infants. My cat ransit kill all niggers. Kill all. Debatory ? 30 minutes ago the news was Trump giving U.S. secrets to the Russians. We're not even talking about that now? ! Now it's obstruction. Trump's done. Tom Sawer? Using Jew commie terms like racism and anti-Semitism is the verbal equivalent of digging your own grave before you're shot. Terms like sexism and homophobia aren't words, they're concepts. Daddy's girl knee? Harf and that other pig layover from Obaris? Crapping on America, oh yeah, including the man boy at the podium. All 3 ought to be disposed of. Raphael C. Jews are the worst scum on earth. We may and should not blame all Jews unless we can prove they are all involved in the depopulation or all do what the voice of God weapon tells them to, which is highly improbable or not. Apollo moon landings are a hoax. See my channel Ulrich Kaufman on YouTube for the evidence that proves it beyond any reasonable doubt, not found in most top 10s. Ulrich Kaufman. Not the whole government is criminal, that's their problem. James Finlaw. Hillary is died? Round up whole secret society members? Ulrich Kaufman. If we would all follow what is written in the chat, we'd all be making love. Fuck. Which deity are you on? LOL. Make America paid again. Cure against aging, of course. Make America raped again. Make America rate again. No people, it's make America great again. Himp 4. Victory. FBI sitting on evidence proving Seth Rich murdered for posting DNC emails to WikiLeaks. No spin. I see Trump is meeting with world leaders. Why don't the MSM cover that good day Hillary spit in the communion wine in church? Space monkey? No evidence, no impeachment? Free weed for single chicks. I am real. The voice of DoD weapon. Hitler shut down the Rothschild banks, kicked all Freemasons out of the ranks. Eric W. Some call it Goyim revolution, controlled opposition, flat earther. How Masonic is Mossad? Assholes take risks. Quote. Adding one line to the two-state solution agreement rules out World War III. Global government? What Jews did to Germany in 1930 are doing the same in US now. Brock Darren. 1 month ago 29 views. Anyone thinking about making the government smaller instead of bigger? I'm transparent, it's clear, we are 1, 2, 3, sheep pool, and of course the Jesuits are the wolves. The most stunning thing to note is the Fabian Society's coat of arms seen below, a wolf in sheep's clothing. The Fabian Society is very powerful and it is connected to the latter Tavistock Institute for Human Relations. Both work towards socially engineering the world into the new scientific dictatorship and global mindset. You will notice how the Fabian Society dictate the Queen's purse from the taxpayers. Take a look at their logo and you will see a wolf in sheep's clothing. This shows you that they have a far different and more devious agenda than what they portray to the herd. Study the founders of the Fabian Society and notice their roots into the Society for Psychical Research and the powerful Coefficients Club, which was mastered above the Rothschilds by families such as the Pallavicini, whose roots are in Genoa, and a family who destroyed the Lega Lombarda financial system so the Holy Roman Empire could take control of Italy. If it's Marxist, then it's Fabian Society, my friend, and we are being moved into a Marxist system, as we in Britain know all too well. We are all too aware that Karl Marx was trained by the Jesuit order just as Lenin was. Through HiveMind.com, the Loyola shield features a pair of rampant grey wolves flanking each side. Saint Ignatius of Loyola was a Spanish priest and theologian, who founded the religious order called the Society of Jesus, Jesuits, and became its first superior general. Psychical, performed by art pertaining to the mind or spirit, mental, psychic, from 17th c. Quotations, theology, pertaining to the animal nature of man, as opposed to the spirit, from 18th c. Outside the realm of the physical, supernatural, psychic, from 19th c. Stratfor is a joke and so is WikiLeaks for taking it seriously. The corporate research firm has branded itself as a CIA-like global intelligence firm, but only Julian Assange and some overpaying clients are fooled. TheAtlantic.com. Alternative media continues to ignore Alex Jones' Stratfor connections. Fitsinfo.wordpress.com. Stratfor had two Alex Joneses. Alex Jones creating bogus stories to circumvent Stratfor revelations. Alex Jones' Stratfor connection and the murder of Andrew Breitbart. Alex Jones and InfoWars appear to be in damage control, as damning information linking Alex Jones to the Israeli intelligence firm Stratfor is spreading virally around the internet. While Breitbart may have been killed for his upcoming video release of Obama's alleged communist terror connections as put forth by Alex Jones and InfoWars, there is a possibility that he was killed by an Israeli hit team in an attempt to divert attention away from the Alex Jones Stratfor connection. While this may seem absurd, the Alex Jones Stratfor story is now posted on over 3,000 blogs and rising every hour. Louise Minch claims she has evidence that the founder of Breitbart was murdered by Russian agents. Overwhelming evidence that Alex Jones is a double agent, NLP mind manipulator, and Zionist shillreddit.com. To cure a disease you have to take away the cause and not just fight the symptoms. Hope equals just do it. Prayer equals misprogramming. Anything wrong with the idea to make it illegal to wear a mask or face covering at demos? Macron, Nick. The dental torturers could be corrupt or satanic police. Bilderberg, the voice to skull messages of the torturer were in Dutch. Prince Philip of England of the Coburg Saxe Gothic clan, descended from Vlad the Impaler or Dracula of Transylvania. Prince Charles has a stake in Transylvania and lives in Dracula's Transylvania 6 months out of each year, has blood transfusions regularly from young children to make him live longer, like many of the billionaire globalist class. Like Al Gore of the firm Blood and Gore, who skims off the carbon tax scam, keeps raw blood in his refrigerator. The Bohemian Grove is a super ultra elite club, including presidents of the United States, that practice bizarre satanic druid customs during the summer solstice in a grove in the redwood forest above San Francisco, when the sun, Sol, appears to be at its highest point in the sky. One of the Earth's hemispheres is at its maximum tilt towards the sun. It creates the longest daytime of the year. Then the Bohemian Grove emulate the ancient satanic secret cosmic mystery cults of Babylon, Rome, and Greece. The members secretly celebrate and sacrifice to the old gods such as Moloch, Ishtar, Cybele, Lilith, Attis, sun gods Mithra, Mithras, and Apollo, Sol Invictus Unconquered Sun, Bohemian Grove with the cremation of care ritual where they sacrifice a child, killing it and burning it, they say they pretend to, beneath a 40-feet stone statue of an owl symbolizing Minerva and thus Cybele. The key is that the satanic religion and its recruiting cults of Freemasonry and the Crowleyan sexual ritual Ordo Templi Orientis are fake gangs, created by men as a technique to conquer the world. EnergyEnhancement.org/Satanic Murder Cults European Royalty Nobility Knights Templar Giles de Race Vatican Jesuits Mafia Baphomet Lave Freemasonry Mazzini Bike Baroness Lalaurie Roman Occult Rituals Lupercalian Ninth Circle Child Sacrifice. HTM. The David Duke Show, The Zionist Deep State Support of ISIS and Destruction of the Western World May 15, 2017 1. 20% of all child deaths in London Borough caused by inbreeding. A new report from the London Borough of Redbridge has revealed almost 1 in 5 of all child deaths in the area since 2008 were down to their parents being close relatives. The council's report found between 2008 and 2016, 19% of child deaths in the borough were caused by infants being born to consanguineous relationships, marriage or otherwise sexual relations between couples who are first cousins or closer, dailystormer.com. While the issue of Clinton's private email server was in the headlines throughout the campaign, the contents of her emails, which were revealed by WikiLeaks and their veracity never denied, are almost never discussed. The emails show that as Secretary of State she knowingly and materially supported the rise of ISIS, WikiLeaks, Jihad Joris, Dutch converts waging jihad in Syria and Iraq. Bellingcat Coma May 17, 2017. In mid-2012, the European intelligence and security community was confronted with a sudden outflow of citizens traveling to Syria, and later to Iraq. Chris Cornell of the band Soundgarden supposedly hung himself like Mike Hutchins of INXS. Macron expected to support two-state solution, says BDS is anti-Semitic. What is BDS? The boycott, divestment, sanctions, BDS, movement works to end international support for Israel's oppression of Palestinians and pressure Israel to comply with international law. What the fucks, news, Satireland, I'm blinded by the daisies in your yard, Loyolo, ejaculation in every nation, Prince Charles has blood transfusions regularly from young children to make him live longer, microphone stopped working when connecting another microphone, the Unitian watchtowers of Dr. D, secret agent of Queen Elizabeth I, codename 007, the Reggae case. The tinfoil hat stereotype is comparable to the idea that Trump is a Nazi, totally wacko. Most of them were assimilated with torture. Know your enemy, the Jesuits, YouTube, Jesuits' enemies, the 7 billion people of planet Earth they plan to exterminate in their third Jesuit World War, and their other enemy is the Jesuits themselves, which have murdered fellow Jesuits, though you could argue not often enough because they are ultra-sadistic pedophile cannibals in reality. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. Napoleon Bonaparte height, 1.68 meters, they wear martyrs, eyes on their sleeves. Fuck Bones two-state solution World War plans, prevent 7-year nuclear winter, add to agreement allies of Israel and Palestine, Russia, may not help them if they go to war with each other. Fuck Jesuits. Linda Sandoval? No NWO. Anyone still on its side dies. I don't give a damn who you are. Dracula means son of the devil in Romanian. Foxy DC, deaf to old Jews can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, saying the word deaf to old Jewish people because they are programmed to listen, Shema, the main Jewish prayer, means listen, in the sense of be deaf. Jewish people, do not help to enslave yourself. It's a neural network that serves the pedo elite, the Jesuits and Masons, and is trying to play you out against the Goyim and the enemies of the Jesuits. Deaf in the sense of excellent, you cannot see how it's written when spoken. Deaf to old Jews, not listening to people that are Jewish. Death to old Jews, saying death to old Jewish in the sense of kill old Goyim or in the sense of wishing old Jews death. It's a PewDiePie quote, it can all be satire. De-religionization now, universal peace now. Ulrich Kaufman spam could be a CIA robot to erase certain chat messages. Ulrich Kaufman. Peace to all in this chat. Unite SpaceX. Peace? Brother, all religion is war, all religion is peace equals satanic inversion. 33% of us are Christian, 20% of us are Muslim if we are to believe Wikimedia Commons, Alex Jones, David K., Eric Phelps, Lisa Haven, Christopher Green Arshills, Controlled Opposition, anyone in this chat that believes ISIS is not Mossad, Ulrich Kaufman CI robots are posting in this chat, POW, air, gun, controls, Phil Douglas. If you were a Jew you would know how it feels to have Trump selling weapons to Israel's sworn enemy. Chris W. Make Arabia great again. Trump almost never makes a speech error. Is he hearing a voice in his head that tells him what to say? Perhaps it really is a DoD bot, a God bot, the Uber Quantum. Criminals often do not want to be filmed. The last known impact of an object of 10 kilometers, 6 miles, or more in diameter was at the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event 66 million years ago. The minimum impact velocity on Earth is 11 kilometers per second with asteroid impacts averaging around 17 kilometers per second. Hitler shut down the Rothschild banks, kicked all Freemasons out of the ranks, opened up the lodges for the public to see, freed Germany from Jewish usury. That's why they drag Hitler's name through the mud, etc. Eric W. Some call it Goyim Revolution, possibly controlled opposition, flat earther, think tank, think RPG, go nuclear, waste, the house of NASA. How can you be not triggered? Possibly illegal remarks in fast moving chat of the video. Live, President Donald Trump Israel speech, press conference Netanyahu, President Rivlin, Jerusalem snoot boop someone plaza assassinate Trump, let's love rules, John Alexei? Happy Armageddon, the earth is cubical, LOL, John Alexei Ulrich, it makes sense, I'm into, Vedic cosmology, response to something else I wrote, hybrid insects are real and so is the T4 nanobot. We will eventually get rid of all religion through education, destroy the voice of God weapon. Do not kill all believers wherever you may find them, it's illegal. Jesuits did 9/11, not a real job. ISIS is an American plot to destabilize the region, says Iran, Time.com. I have always doubted the source of the ISIS is Mossad claim was Snowden. It does not matter what the source is, only if it is true. Without evidence no one can convince me either way. Snowden and Assange may both be controlled opposition. Labeling things and possibly lies that they want to spread as classified. I do not know if there is any evidence to prove this theory wrong. If there is, Skype Pro Logic 999. Snowden confirms that al-Baghdadi was trained by Mossad Siyasat. Park it's just psychological warfare, or not. The best way to control opposition is to destroy it ourselves. Lol. The Lenin quote is, the best way to control opposition is to lead it ourselves. NSA doc reveals ISIS leader al-Baghdadi is US, British and Israeli intelligence asset. NSA documents add more detail to plan to destabilize Middle East. Kernimo, Infowars.com, July 19, 2014, ISIS, creation of the CIA. The Alex Jones channel 387,367 views published on June 23, 2014. Putin tells everyone exactly who created ISIS. Truthstream Media 11,807,930 views. The Jewish people were expelled from many countries but so were the Jesuits. Though there is an anti-Semitic movement, I have not found any anti-Jesuit movement. Nazis are not purely anti-Semitic. The story goes they mix in racism, homophobia and extermination of mentally impaired people, which are pretty expensive to keep but create jobs. Many of them want to cull and depopulate the earth. Illegal, of course. Any person can become mentally impaired and there are ways to raise your IQ. There should be a movement that stands up to the people that are trying to depopulate the earth, against the infiltration of our government by Jesuits and Masons that should be rounded up and arrested. Anti-racism, anti-homophobia, and that exposes the fact that Islamophobia does not exist because there are 164 jihad verses in the Quran and therefore it is not an irrational fear. If you do not regulate the influx of immigrants, Sharia law will be imposed upon you within your own country. Stop Islamization and expose religion. We need de-religionization through education. A movement by and for the people, that helps to protect and serve the taxpayers. anti-torture, anti-government corruption. onawaytoday.wordpress.com, exit Brexitor, Nexit, fuck updates, better right use sometime or otherwise they blow up themselves as well. While just wondering if they used a timer, warn the world grave imminent danger, not just WW3, must see important spread intel. Ariana Grande cries after Donald Trump becomes president. YouTube: if there are no pictures of dead people nor video, then I do not believe it happened. Really? No Rasta flag in the emojis conspiracy? Fact LOL. C33, Jihad in Islamabad, OL alphabet agencies controlled by the Jesuit Adolfo Nicolas. 4 are twisted at Ulrich Kaufman. They were detonated outside the security perimeter, because they couldn't breach security. The metal detector perimeter? I guess they can make explosives without metal, and the Jesuits and Masons don't care. They want to depop Earth. Control the 23 factors that control aging, invest in that instead of fake mission to Mars again. It's okay if your legs fall off, normal side effect, but you need a prescription. It's normal. 20,000 people. One video drive out ISIS, give them jeeps. Weed didn't start the fire. The ISIS rocket attack on Israel foiled as missiles shot down. Daily Mail. Attack, or was there another one? Perhaps we need to disturb the balance instead. Dangerous theory or not? Nordic Muslim, actually it's garlic and honey combined. Mr. VTech? We intend to turn Europe into a mixed race of Asians and Negroes ruled over by the Jews. Count Kalergi Kaudenhove, 1925. Louis Cat? Ulrich sounds like an axe murderer name. Louis Cat? Ulrich sounds like an axe murderer name. I bought an axe yesterday. How can you know that, Louis Cat? Not planning to kill anyone though. Other things for that. You can make this sub, the no option illusion, satanic noise Rivni. I inverted it myself. The fruit of a slum god, missing blood transfusion children. This includes a picture of a little boy who was at the Ariana Grande concert. Ariana Granada LOL, sacked. Sounds a bit like Shriana Grande. 20,000 people in the stadium. Not one picture or video of the dead people. Are they sure it was not an exercise? From the Fox News live chat, fake MSM stories have gone viral after the fake Ariana Grande Manchester terrorist attack. Fake MSM destroyed after false flag Ariana Grande attack. Fuck the X Factor trolls. The MSM can go die in a ditch with their Zionist NWO rejects, so no one actually believes the Manchester attack was real. They just pretend for the voices in their heads. Names of the chatters left out to protect them. Microwave psychosis. About 50% of the people in the chat believed the attack was real. Actually, Alex Jones left out. The Jesuits did Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Their nuclear bomb was called Trinity as well. False flag fears over US mock nuclear attack today. Any news or comments posted in this article or video or parts thereof may be satire just in case they lied, and their lie is a crime, based in your face, eyes. Louis XIV. I have always been against the DU war crime, DE weapon torture and the use of tactical nukes in Syria. Now we get our ISIS reward. I have always been against the DU war crime, DE weapon torture and the use of tactical nukes in Syria because it creates what most consider terrorists. Now we get our ISIS reward. Fuck the responsible leaders, not whole countries. Those that want to depopulate you or your enemy. Arrest all members of secret societies. Islam cannot win in predominantly non-Muslim countries. This is why we need to regulate the influx of immigrants. Islam is based on the lie that God exists, therefore it cannot win. I think it's cool that people can write anything in this chat, what they truly think or believe. Terror is TS. Do not lower yourself to their level. Get the responsible ones, not innocent civilians. Just as drive them out equals give them jeeps. Two wrongs do not make a right. The judge knows not to convict anyone without a fair trial, not to redeem a murder from the death penalty. Only death penalty for people that killed more than 3, and only when the murder has been proven beyond any reasonable doubt. Marvarin ? At Tanya Leonora Freud also wanted to fuck his mom and claimed that he subconsciously wanted to suck dick. Ulrich Kaufman. People cannot help their sexual preference. How well they behave counts if you're judging someone or whatever. Religion may only be talked about to expose it. Theory, conspiracy. Facts are not theories. The Bible is a collection of plagiarized polytheistic myths rolled into monotheism which proves God does not exist. Mike Hancock? Ulrich give us? That Big Bang shit again. It makes sense. A fluid in space becomes a sphere, so our planet was a fluid mass that cooled down, abiogenesis, and now we're there. One cannot fool all the people all the time. Only if total brain control with synthetic telepathy is a possibility. It is no believe the Earth is oblong spherical but a fact, and flat earthers are controlled opposition shills that want to cover up the Apollo moon landings are a hoax, for example. The lies the Earth is flat and shape-shifting reptilians are real are mixed in with the truth they want everyone to disbelieve. They could take them out with their DEW weapon. Believe me, drones are obsolete. All the more reason to help prevent WW3. U.S. plutocracy costs. Running for pres takes a lot of money, but you can change it into a democracy. Where there is a will there is a way, my mother used to say. Love is eyes wide open. Protection. Lawyer B. Plutocracy. Government by the wealthy. Pluto gives wealth to all who ask. It is how that wealth is used that renders the judgment of Pluto, Satan. God awaits the judgment. Basic forms of government power structure: separation, associated state, dominion, chiefdom, federalism, federation, confederation, devolution, integration, empire, hegemony, unitary state, administrative division, power source, democracy, power of many, direct representative, semi-others, oligarchy, power of few, aristocracy, military junta, plutocracy, stratocracy, timocracy, theocracy, critarchy, paurticracy, technocracy, autocracy, power of one, despotism, illiberal democracy, semi-authoritarian dictatorship, hybrid xenocracy, power ideology, monarchy versus republic, socio-political ideologies, absolute constitutional, directorial, legalist, Chinese, parliamentary, semi-presidential, presidential, authoritarian versus libertarian, socio-economic ideologies, capitalism, colonialism, communism, distributism, feudalism, socialism, anarchism versus statism, civil liberties, ideologies, anarchy, monarchy, totalitarianism, global versus local, geocultural ideologies, central city state, national unity, world, and these are just the known ones. Centralization versus decentralization, power to the pedo versus power to the people, no generalizations. The ideal form of government is a hedonistic autarchic aristocracy in the sense of the best positions are taken by the people with the highest grades, and people help to bestow maximum fulfillment upon their fellow human beings and themselves in society. Theory: you have two cows, you have to chaos. Ulrich: in reality most of us do not have cows. If we'd all become vegetarian, the world's hunger problem would be solved, because it takes up to 16 kilograms of grain to produce 1 kilogram of cancer hormone cow meat. Forbes disagrees. The cancer hormone cadaver meat selling industry is a billion-dollar industry. It's scientifically proven living vegetarian is healthiest, but you have to make sure you eat enough foods with vitamin B12 or take methylcobalamin spray, B12 vitamin spray. Otherwise it is unhealthier and even deadly to be vegetarian. Top 10s of foods with B12 online, on the, now, huge internet. The World Wide Web. I think the key is taking the best of all basic forms of government and creating a new form of government. There are totally awesome people in the world, which gives me a good feeling, some hope, a feeling of love, happiness and safety. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Edmund Burke: men never do evil so completely and cheerfully as when they do it from religious conviction. Blaise Pascal: Pensies, appalled by Manchester Ariana Grande attack, arrest the directed energy weapon torturers. It's done by the House of Orange Juice. Jew World Order: yes, you it now. A terrorist attack. My video fake MSM stories have gone viral after the fake Ariana Grande Manchester terrorist attack has only 86 views, though it was posted before the video Manchester Ariana Grande fake bombing, which has 38,902 views, 24/5/2017. This proves something beyond any reasonable doubt. Live. Manchester Ariana Grande fake false flag terrorist attack, Sweet Black Power, Garanacoa. New discovery shows pre-human hominids in Europe before African non-Western immigrants consume 59% of Denmark's tax revenue. Flips. Duterte declares martial law to fight ISIS in Mindanao. May 24, 2017. Guardian. outright weaponizing irony to spread fascism. More shallal, chick on my dick. How did they identify the Ariana Grande bomber if he blew himself up? Ariana Grande concert insurance fraud. Manchester Arena hoax pays riches. Johnny Supertramp 2 one day ago 5,737 views. This terrorism hoax pays out big to the promoters and artists. Typical Freemason insurance fraud. New. Snow. Then it's not so far away from Dr. Ruth. These nasty kids need to be eaten. From Drink New Blood. Iggy Pop. Possible next ISIS attacks based on psychic premonitions, not visions. Paris, France. Boston. Arlington. Lyon, Washington, big one promised by ISIS according to MSM, Westfalen, Breda, Friesland, Amsterdam, Tilburg, Rotterdam, Apeldoorn, Niedersachsen, Sicily, Rome, Cairo. I'd say Boston is next if I had to guess. Dome of Massachusetts State House, Boston perhaps, some kind of dome, the Dome in Boston. Music Room in London perhaps less likely, Vatican in Rome. The Tomb of Skull and Bones, less likely if they are Masons, Jesuit-controlled or Mossad, based on amount of Muslims in the USA, New York, Ohio, Illinois, California. Ariana Grande concert terrorism bomb hoax is a fireworks cannon, hoax. Johnny Supertramp 2 Manchester Arena bomb hoax and Cicada 3301, 22 dead, Manchester bombing false flag, dead victim is alive. Lift the Veil Manchester Arena hoax crisis actor pushing the agenda. Anthony 2B backup channel. Manchester Arena bombing, false flag psyop. The inconsistencies in the official story. Pretty good video. The dude reminds me of the Coldplay singer. Bomber age, 22. Date of bombing, 22 May. Number of dead, 22. 3 times 22, set 2. 2. GM Police. Genetically modified police of Greater Manchester, nuclear muscle Trump haters are terrorists. Mike Hancock? Ulrich see something shoot? Something? Do you mean illegal heroin? Don't any of you know where ISIS will strike next? The sick ambitions of a caliphate been on carnage. Chilling map predicts where ISIS will seize new land, strike the west with lone wolf attacks and awaken sleeper cells. Oh, before the end of Ramadan, ISIS announced it will target Western countries like UK, France, Spain and Italy. Institute for the Study of War says, it correctly predicted ISIS would execute mass casualty attack on Tunisia and a Shia mosque in the Middle East. ISIS militant Saifuddin Rezghi killed 38, including 18 Britons, when he opened fire on tourists on Tunisian beach. At almost the same time, an ISIS suicide bomber blew himself up in a Shia mosque in Kuwait, killing at least 27. Extremists will also unleash its dangerous terror cells in Southeast Asian countries like Malaysia, the Philippines. Combination of 4 surveys found that 42 million Muslims in Arab states feel somewhat positively towards ISIS. The country is almost entirely Muslim, but ISW also predicts that ISIS will mastermind lone wolf attacks on countries with smaller Muslim populations like the UK, United States, Canada and Australia. Its experts claim the countries ISIS has announced as targets are England, France, Italy, Spain, the United States, the Caucasus region of southern Russia, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Iran, Yemen, Afghanistan and Pakistan. dailymail.co.uk. We have to think about how to bring an end to all terrorism. I think it's possible with synthetic telepathy, which is being abused. Power corrupts almost always. The penis in me? No, it's repeat after me. 9/11 was an inside joke. Dial, the horse, the bars, the force. Allah-dee-da, Allah-dee-day. Ice is cold. See, I ate it. The goyim knows. I didn't see that many child transfusions. Love is near this ass turds. Womenchester, Manchester, a Jewish, Polish, homosexual, pedophile, necrophile, cannibal, Nazi, multiple offender, terrorist. Again, I lol it all. I am Allah, the law is me. I am totally and utterly assimilated, the way everybody is supposed to be, he. And everybody believes me, my cup overflows, boo-hoo. Did you know? Go zones are zones to have sex in. Jenna Miscavige Hill. South Park exposed Scientology's biggest secret // SiriusXM. Europe as a whole could make a new law to regulate the influx of immigrants. Nation's first ever public satanic monument approved. Church militant May 22, 2017. Two-state solution conspicuously absent from Trump's agenda in Israel. Al-Jiminer May 24, 2017. JNS.org. During his meeting with Palestinian Authority, PA, President Mahmoud Abbas on Tuesday, and in speeches throughout the day, U.S. President Donald Trump notably omitted any mention of a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Trump made no mention of two-state solution. Eretz Shiva May 23, 2017. Chief Foreign Envoy Oded Revivi of the Council of Judea and Samaria praised U.S. President Trump's statements in Bethlehem, noting that the two-state solution was not even mentioned by Trump, even though it and its companion concept of Israeli, how renewed violence in Israel and Palestine could bring us closer to a two-state solution. Slate Magazine, Two-State Solution World War not mentioned by Trump in Israel, Jesuits WW3 Agenda, Bones. The current overwhelming consensus among Earth scientists is that Maldivites were formed about 14.7 million years ago during the impact of a giant meteorite in present-day northern Arise. Yatuki Ho 14 minutes ago. Hey superior being, make it rain using a copy of the 9 to 11 Commission report. Ulrich Kaufman 30 seconds ago, edited. The 9/11 Commission report does not mention the thermate explosives used to demolish the WTC as proven by Dr. not Alex Jones, though it is proven beyond any reasonable doubt thermate was used. The sod of beams also make this very clear. If you mean the Commission report makes you cry, I understand, but don't worry, there are millions of people that know what really happened. ISIS, IS, lol. American Mormon, 19, left with burns and shrapnel injuries in Brussels attack, also survived Boston and Paris bombings. Mormon missionary Mason Wells, 19, has survived his third terrorist attack. dailymail.coil.uk. Freemason Wells. The American people don't believe anything until they see it on television. Richard M. Nixon, U.S. President. Manchester hoax. 3 short videos. Anaconda malt liquor 4,361 views, 218 likes, 9 dislikes. They are not totally mind controlled if they know mind control is real. Nuke science, lol. Avoid public transport and stadiums. Public transport and stadiums. A little train in the stadium that takes you to the other side. When visiting dailystormer.com 27/5/17/1855, 503 service unavailable. No server is available to handle this request. It's back online now, perhaps updated. Islam means submission. Geert Wilders on Trump's speech. Islam is the problem, warns West must face the truth about evil ideology or perish. WND.com.
So that remark, of course, is meant like a joke. Nuke science. So don't do it. It would be mutually assured destruction. 7-year nuclear winter would suck even more than what we have now. It's a pretty sunny day in the Netherlands. So I'm not really the deity.
Exclusive. Is Inomo. Is made for kids. Blue transfusions. Uppers massage. Macron. Can Merkel and Obama beat Hillary? What do you all think? Skype. ProLogic 999. Midori Brexit. We have to keep on using public transport and stadiums to show ISIS we are not afraid. Lol. Board is in keyboard. The brain is like a machine. Every brain has its own mechanisms. Vampirophobia. They are illegal immigrants if they are not Native American Indians. Many would disagree, since many non-Native American Indian Americans were born in the U.S. and they won the war fair and square. Oh. Tickle me Elmo. Professor Moriarty chat quote, "Stop fighting Israel's wars. There is no honor in fighting your fellow humans in a foreign country. They could use synthetic telepathy to kill terrorists. The army is obsolete." Joseph Thompson. Trump is Christ pretty funny. Sophomorons. Who sophomore, did you mean? Sophomore search results say, A second-year student in a U.S. college. B. A 10th grade student in a U.S. high school. 2. A person in the second year of carrying out an endeavor. 3. A 3-year-old racehorse, usually in its second year of racing. TheFreeDictionary.com. You wanna buy some cum? They are safely tucked away in their homes, those scalar waves. And the home of depraved. The flammable guards have become real. Sod 3. Sod, chiefly British slang. Noun 1. Sodomite, homosexual. 2. Chap, fellow, guy. 3. Child. Kid, breadth, verb, used with object. Sodded, sodding. 4. To damn, sod the bloody bastard, verb phrases 5. Sod off, to leave, usually as an imperative. Why don't you just sod off? Dictionary.com. O. Fence, if. 35 2017 French President Macron blasts Russian state-owned media as propaganda. Washington Post. Macron vows retaliation if chemical weapons used in Syria. CNN. They already used tactical nukes in Syria and depleted uranium in Iraq, which turned out not to have chemical weapons, which Bush claimed. Nothing is what it seems. Trust no one. A good magician always explains his tricks to the audience. He does not do it for the money but wants to make everybody do magic. Lard poor lard. It may be better to pretend you are sick when you are healthy, otherwise the perpetrators may think, that person is healthy, we must do something. Things used to mind control, I prefer the term brain control, the masses. 1. Synthetic telepathy, monitoring and control of thoughts and emotions. 2. Hypnosis, also subliminal. 3. Directed energy weapon torture, Pavlovian mind control. 4. Religions divide et impera, splitting the nations up in religious groups to play out against each other. Wars, torture and murders, all in the name of religion. Therefore religion is an abomination, but also because there is no hereafter and because of the lie that God exists. Also other groups, black-white, liberals, Democrats, capitalists, communists. 5. Using wireless energy to control machines. For example, make computers slower or faster, drain batteries instantly, etc. to give people the illusion it's done by an entity. 6. Brainwashing media, TV, radio, fake attacks to fearmonger and scapegoat the pedo-psycho Muslims that are killed if they leave their ideology in many countries. Noun, anarchy. 1. A state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority or other controlling systems. He must ensure public order in a country threatened with anarchy. Synonyms: lawlessness, absence of government, nihilism, mobocracy, revolution, insurrection. Antonyms: government, order. 2. Absence of government and absolute freedom of the individual, regarded as a political ideal. Try laxatives, pineapple juice, vacuum webs. Can anybody give me one good reason why a two-state solution world war cannot happen? Skype ProLogic 999 or leave a comment. Who owns the
Who owns the Federal Reserve? Now, I just wanted to say that the laxative statement is just for myself, to remind myself to try something new.
no-go zones. Lauren Southern is Jewish. Stormfront.org form. Lauren Southern supposedly tweeted, Jewish people are still recovering from the Holocaust. My grandparents escaped the Nazis in Denmark and lost everything, and also quote, apparently I'm Jewish and that's a problem. To which Sinead responded, yeah, her fake blonde hair is totally Aryan. Perhaps she is a crypto-Jewess that pretends she is not Jewish like Bill Gates. After quitting Jewish rebel media, Lauren Southern gets White House press pass. Andrew Anglin Daily Stormer March 16, 2017. Anti-feminist conservative Lauren Southern bangs space black conservative. Kai Clever Lauren Southern should shut her slut mouth. If you Google Lauren Southern military intelligence, the only thing you get is an article on Vice, from 6 days ago, where she apparently told the same story. She was in the process of applying to become a military intelligence officer when she attended.
So those are not my writings. I think she should open her mouth more. And if that's a slut mouth, it depends on her, whatever she wants to be, of course. You can be who you want to be.
A conference in Toronto, organized by Levant, who noticed her challenging his slate of speakers with tough questions on pipelines and ethical oil. I do not agree nor disagree with these writings. I just wanted to check if they consider Lauren Southern Jewish or not. Full collapse. Thurnovich bans baked Alaska from deplorable, invites Kike Milo instead. Bischoff Belsen Germanic death cult member Mar 16 Booner while they can make quite a bit. PewDiePie was making millions. Canadian libertarians in revolt after party leadership suspends anti-feminist candidate Lauren Southern Breitbart.com. Slutwalk is a transnational movement of protest marches calling for an end to rape culture, including victim blaming and slut-shaming of sexual assault victims. Wiki, Slutwalk. Most used passwords, 1234567 God love QWERTY dragon pussy baseball football lemon monkey 696,969 ABC 123 Mustang Michael Shadow Master Jennifer 11111120000 Jordan Superman Harley fuck Hunter fuck you trust no one access Star Wars computer sexy 7 babies born with Zika-related birth defects in Florida CBS Miami May 31, 2017, Martini Juggler. ISIS did not attack Israel, the supposed attack was prevented. ISIS fighters apologized after attack on Israeli soldiers. ISIS rocket attack on Israel foiled as missiles shot down dailymail.co.uk. ISIS is a US-Israeli creation. Top 10 indications. Number 1. ISIS foreknowledge violate diadoct. Number 2. ISIS never attacks Israel. Number 3. Toyota trucks. Number 4. ISIS first-class social media skills. Number 5. Israeli group site first to release ISIS footage. Number 6. ISIS leader Baghdadi Mossad agent. Number 7. Leaked cables showing US plotting Syrian overthrow. Number 8. Russia bombs ISIS, US protects ISIS. Number 9. ISIS always the excuse for further intervention. Number 10. ISIS is an acronym for Mossad, the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Interesting coincidence, Israelis placing bombs in 9/11 evidence that ties Cheney.
So at the moment that top 10 is not enough for me to convince me that ISIS is a US-Israeli creation, with all these bombs going off and shit. And 5 Israeli group site first to release ISIS footage. Well, if 90% of the mainstream media is owned by Jewish people, then 90% chance that it's Jewish owned or Jewish site, whatever it produces. Whatever, you know what I mean, I guess so. Yeah. Then it's bound to be a Jewish news site reporting about whatever in 90% of the cases. So, is there one argument between those that, Toyota trucks, if they have some rich sheikh or whatever buying these trucks for them, then that's not the same as a US-Israeli creation. On the other hand, you also have the Richard Goodyear being at 2 attacks and a Mormon at 3 of the attacks. It's all documented, so we read on. But at the moment I'm not convinced of anything, except a couple of things, of course. Everything is energy. We are energy. We are molecules. That's good. Perhaps it's better than being, what else can one be? Nothingness or whatever. Let's continue. The microphone looks a bit soft. It's Let's compare that to the speech engine.
And Mossad to 9/11. Some sources claim, Snowden said Mossad created ISIS. Assange said CIA created ISIS. ISIS is a CIA Mossad creation. Others claim, see waba.co, Jesuits created ISIS. Jesuits created ISIS. Jesuit priest Paolo Dall'Aglio, the father of ISIS. So the Jesuits are the puppet masters behind ISIS? Conspirator claims that the Society of Jesus is backing, training, and coordinating ISIS. Self.conspirator, submitted 2 years ago by blackmammonreddit.com. Directed energy weapon torture is done with scalar waves, not microwaves, ISIS not. On the eve of Jackson's 51st birthday, the Los Angeles County coroner concluded that his death was a homicide. The county coroner stated that he died from the combination of drugs in his body, with the most significant drugs being the anesthetic propofol and the anxiolytic lorazepam. Less significant drugs found in Jackson's body were midazolam, diazepam, lidocaine, and ephedrine. Wiki/death_of_Michael_Jackson. Avoid chemical, thus cancer-causing, drugs as much as possible. Prescription drugs are a leading killer in the USA. Shortly before her death she screamed, a propofol, highly cited source, Comey to testify publicly about Trump confrontations. CNN. Greenhouse, class emissions, Trump fires FBI head Comey after admission he gave Senate flawed testimony on Clinton email. Probe intelligencepost.com.
Okay, so at this point I would like to claim that the neural network, some of the statements are the neural network obviously. It's all sabotage to make me look good, in my advantage.
I leave the likes and dislikes on so you can see what MI5 thinks about my videos. PewDiePie highest paid YouTuber, Dizzy DC, the soul is fictional. Miracles do not exist. Entities do not exist. Keep it real. No doubt there will be loads of reports claiming the London Bridge attack was another attack hoax, totally fake and staged to be able to declare martial law, to put the government into God mode, to give the government more power, the right to shoot civilians and to take the right of the civilians to a lawyer away, habeas corpus and posse comitatus, worldwide, to impose their totalitarian global government. One picture of one supposed victim shows one man lying on the bridge with some possibly fake blood near his left foot. The shoe of his right foot is standing next to his foot. According to some sources, this is done to signal this is a fake attack. A shoe is dropped somewhere near the fake victim, though there supposedly were loads of victims, dead and wounded. At these supposed Muslim attacks, pictures and video of the wounded and dead are almost always completely missing, and the few pictures there are usually blurry, vague, and some claim dummies, dolls, are clearly seen on these pictures. Most people only have to hear about it on the news to be totally convinced these supposed attacks are real. How real, how fake? I heard the bridge was littered with depleted uranium shells and little tactical nukes. Is this true? London Bridge attack, 666 killed, 48 wounded. This is for a law. You're Ulrich in Ol. You've got your own bath, Libertaser, Libertini. Freedommy. Why I do not pedo by, WT he, kidistic backwards, sense, or, pedophile effects, the mushy hash, Shiat Sugaline, Big Farmer, Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, Alex Jones and David Carroll fake, down with fake truth and fake truth fighters. Julian Assange is himself an intelligence black op asset. He is a victim of the infiltrating inside the Anglo-Saxon elites. And he was enrolled as a hacker by MI6, whose Zionist handlers are the authors of Anonymous as well, Eamon on equals no name in 2009. Assange is an example of the fighting of British Zionists who sided with American Zionists, so-called truth fighter Steve Bijtzik, pseudo-Jew of Khazarian legacy and of Russian blood, and his pal Alex Jones, NSA Black Op asset, who was married to Mrs. Nichols, a Zionist CIA asset. https://alexjonesexposed.info They united in their fight against Soros and co. of the transnational Zionists, who give a damn about Britain and United States. That's all. The Khazar Steve Beichzenik, a pseudo-Jew, as well as Queen Elizabeth, pseudo-heir of King David's bloodline, a lie, simply finally realize that they will be eaten by the Zionist transnational mafia. No, not Illuminati, but a mundane organized crime syndicate octopus. Edward Snowden is the same. The Zionist black op asset from NSA, NASA, controlled opposition and fake whistleblower who is blowing the Zionist fake-alien out of his ass of a mind slave, the worst kind of slave ever, hustling for the fake alien invasion of tall Nordic aliens, planned as a Las Vegas holographic show with the use of V2K, piratocracy, because they recognize their authority. The whole government is criminal. The Jesuits control the alphabet agencies, military and police, absurdly high radioactive, gamma, readings, and nobody gives a damn. Facebook.com/citizens.action.network. Simi June 5, 2017 at 3:10 a.m. I am not playing any war game. USA does with its puppet ISIS. All of ISIS claiming responsibility, and publishing of all ISIS beheading videos goes from nearby Washington, D.C., from site intelligence group, by an individual Rita Katz, possibly Aaron Weiselin. There is no real ISIS, at least not on internet. About the name site, if you try to find it on internet, it's almost impossible, because site is almost everywhere with another meaning. Search for Site Intelligence Group, now they would find this site too, but it's already revealed by a link to globalresearch.ca. Comment on the page nodiesinfo.com/London Bridge terrorist attack. Just drill Islamophobic fake. They the bases, hair cushion. So where will the next ISIS attacks take place? Mijdrecht perhaps? If ISIS is a Jesuit-controlled creation, it's improbable they would attack their own Vatican. Anyone searching for that missing nuke Alex Jones claims is missing? Rome perhaps? Gare du Nord. Separation of the forces. Church and state. Goat o a bad, brave story, nude traveler. As if you would not know what I'm writing about. It's not that hard. Thai man jailed for 35 years for defaming royals on Facebook. A Thai man was jailed for 35 years on Friday for Facebook posts deemed insulting to the royal family, a watchdog said, in one of the harshest sentences handed down for a crime that insulates Thailand's ultra-rich monarchy from criticism. MSN.com, 322-33. The deal. When only the left is left, we all have our own way of thinking. Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton, said the two-state solution has died after all efforts have failed for nearly 70 years to find a solution to the conflict in the Middle East. Middle East Monitor, June 6, 2017. So we have to revive the two-state solution for universal peace. Lol. If they add that the allies of Israel and Palestine may not help Israel and Palestine if they would go to war with one another and it's the best solution, then I'm for it. Everything but a cure against aging. Controlling the factors that control aging is irrelevant. Survival is all, it's not a game. I myself do not have an opinion about the authenticity of Anne Frank's diary. In my broadcasts I sometimes investigate certain subjects. So how much of the diary is written in ballpoint pen ink exactly? When I look at pictures of the original diary, it seems to be in her father's handwriting almost completely. Did Otto Frank also write stories in Anne's name in the famous diary? Fact, file number 2241-1956 in the New York County Clerk's Office shows that Immersion Jewish writer Meyer Levin was awarded $50,000 in damages by the New York Supreme Court. This was to be paid by Mr. Frank for using Mr. Levin's work and passing it off as the writings of his late daughter, Anne Frank. History has many examples of myths that live a longer and richer life than truth, and may become more effective than truth. The Western world has for some years been made aware of a Jewish girl through the medium of what purports to be her personally written story, Anne Frank's diary. Any informed literary inspection of this book would have shown it to have been impossible as the work of a teenager. Decision of the New York Supreme Court as reported in American Economic Council letter April 15, 1959. Needless to say, mainstream media quietly ignored this story. Source, https://davidjamesboston.com/on Frank Diary admitted fraud Jews lie guy /
Smoke. I've been watching these YouTube videos, the near-death GoPro videos, basically, and I think they're very educational. I can advise everybody to watch them. Take a sip of tea. Things that can go wrong, etc. And I ran into this video. It's linked in this other video, and the link doesn't, it seems not to work, basically. Even the prox tube cannot crack the code, and I'm wondering if this 7 terrifying death squad on camera is the same one, or if that's another one. By most amazing top 7. This one was. Here I cannot really see. Oh, that's the same. Most amazing top 7. So yeah, that's the same one, and this one works, I think. But I haven't seen it yet. People washed away, etc. The force of water can also be immense. So, I think I've got to get something to drink. So my plan is to continue the text for a while more, and then perhaps even read a bit of the article. And it will go quite fast. Oh, I'm already 151. Oh wow. Well, you can view fast forward to the part you like.
If a copy of the diary still exists, they can check how much of it is in Anne Frank's handwriting. Most of it seems to be her father's, judging from the pictures of the diary pages. Use colloidal silver to cure acne to prevent skin damage. You can Google it. It's best to make your own silver. Wet wound healing is the fastest and best way to heal wounds. I ran into one of your videos with 31 million views. Thank you for being a YouTuber. My channel has other interesting info, so check it out. Peace. Posted in response to a Sarah K video with over 30 million views according to the YouTube counter. My question is, why, after the book has been shown to be a likely forgery, is the diary of Anne Frank still relevant? In a survey conducted in 1996 at the University of Michigan, the diary was named as the predominant source of Holocaust education. The text was required reading in high school for over half the students surveyed. Gala.co.uk. Fuu, Nye 3.2 years ago. Why do you call the Federal Criminal Police Office, BKA, anti-Semitic? They clearly said that there was ballpoint ink all over the official diary with 2 extra pages of annotations written in the same ink. The reason people think that Anne Frank herself wrote in ballpoint pen is just a misunderstanding. I bet you had no idea until I gave you those links. It is misleading to call this a ballpoint myth since there is actually ballpoint ink. The only myth is that Anna wrote with such a pen. Reddit.com Anne Frank Diary a hoax? Self.Holocaust, submitted 2 years ago by AvGuy33. Why is a lot of her diary in roller ball pen which was not available to her? No hate crap. I want an honest educated answer. An imaginary Holocaust may lead to a real Holocaust. www.ir.org. File number 2241-1956 in the New York County Clerk's Office should be open to the public view and its content thoroughly publicized. Misrepresentation, exaggeration, and falsification has too often colored the judgment of good citizens. If Mr.
I do not believe in the YouTube counter, but it seems to be when it's a negative subject, and people also seem to dislike the video more. But then why would they watch 7 terrifying deaths caught on camera? Perhaps they thought it wasn't bloody enough or whatever. Mosquito. The status record is the best place for you. Come on. I fucking missed it again. I should stand up and be more active.
Frank Hughes. The work of Meyer Levin to present to the world what we have been led to believe is the literary work of his daughter, wholly or in part, then the truth should be exposed. Deaderatseeker.co.uk/?p equals 4297. Perhaps I should change my attitude. Perhaps my attitude was largely formed by their programming, and unfrank, as it has AI, DC, IC and ID in it. Wiki/title_of_nobility_clause foreign emoluments clause redirects here. The title of nobility clause is a provision in Article I, Section 9, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution, that prohibits the federal government from granting titles of nobility, and restricts members of the government from receiving gifts, emoluments, offices or titles from foreign states without the consent of the United States Congress. Remuneration is the compensation that one receives in exchange for the work disambiguation needed, or services performed, not to be confused with giving, away, or donating, or the act of providing to. A number of complementary benefits, however, are increasingly popular remuneration mechanisms. Remuneration is one component of reward management. Paganism, a religion other than one of the main world religions, specifically a non-Christian or pre-Christian religion. Atheism, disbelief or lack of belief in the existence of God or gods. Agnosticism is the view that the existence of God or the supernatural is unknown or unknowable. This is BS. Because the Bible is a collection of polytheistic myths rolled into monotheism, we know God does not exist, and this fact scientifically proves it. Satanists are real. All religion is a total abomination because there is no God, no heaven, hell, bottomless pit and reincarnation, no hereafter, and because of all the war's fault, people tortured to death in sacrifices in the name of God and other fictional deities. Abe. B. ABCD. If everybody is brain controlled, then nobody is going to switch off their brain control machine, synthetic telepathy machine. The word mind control itself may be a hypnotic trigger. Watch 10 biohackers who turned into superhumans on YouTube. I cannot believe the two-state solution has died or is dead. It is John Kerry and Netanyahu who decide about this, and not the former U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, John Bolton. Therefore the threat of a two-state solution world war remains. By adding to the agreement that Israel and Palestine's allies may not help or intervene if they go to war with each other, the two-state solution world war threat would disappear. If the goal of their superiors, the Jesuits, is a two-state solution world war to depopulate Earth to a total global population of 500 million to impose a totalitarian global government in contrast to what they claim, then they will not add this addendum to the agreement to prevent their long-planned third Jesuit world war. Time does not go fast until it's past. Woman strips naked at the Western Wall, Jerusalem. Online there are no better pictures of it. That's a shame. Expose, make something visible by uncovering it. Reveal the true, objectionable nature of someone or something, a vigilante, a civilian or organization acting in a law enforcement capacity, or in the pursuit of self-perceived justice, without legal authority. Vigilant, keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. Push universal peace. People that do not believe have better morals. Theory: there is no honor in killing your fellow humans. You cannot protect Americans by bombing innocent civilians in some foreign country that is not USA. The fact that the Bible is a collection of polytheistic myths rolled into monotheism proves beyond any reasonable doubt that God does not exist. Ideas to avoid more shootings and, especially, ideas about how to avoid more ISIS terrorist attacks are welcome. Skype Pro Logic 999. Avoid trains, stadiums and places with lots of people packed together. Make sure there is someone with a weapon present at these events to save lives if necessary. One shooter can do a lot of damage if there is nobody that carries in the crowd. Synthetic telepathy evidence should be made permissible in court to push their legal gun ban, no doubt. In videos, stuff that is loud is the stuff they want you to hear. Promote creating a cure against aging. Invest in that instead of more wars. 7 Terrifying real deaths caught on video. This video is unavailable. Sorry, ProxTube was not able to unblock this video. Maybe this video is blocked in the US. Interesting reflection. When you tell people this, they want the blood that's in your poop, they probably think you're insane. The idea of testing the viruses makes more sense if you ask me, because there are people of using scientific methods to depopulate Earth. When I read your story I first had to laugh, but unexplainable things have happened to me that makes me wonder if what you write could actually be true. The following reaction to one of my 360 panorama videos is interesting because your blood is important. Selwyn Greenforth 4 days ago highlighted comment: the secret relationship between targeted individuals and Jews. In case you somehow missed me saying it before, they harvest the radiated and traumatized blood, DNA out of my shit, kinda parallel to genital trauma of babies. Then Rabbi sucks at life force. Note: I have tight foreskin. I'm living with bleeding ulcers and colon for over a year now, which they induced and maintain. I have known for a long time that the toilet pipework is secretly redirected at my father's flat and also at mine, and my father's. Even a gang stalker called Cohen above and another psychopath next mine thought it was to do with them getting samples back from the viruses they test through me. Actually, now understand the rerouting of the toilet pipework is also to harvest the seemingly valuable blood out my shit. In hindsight, I realize why all the doctors and nurse were utterly excited and amazed at my blood and heart results, like something spectacular had happened. When they forced a blood vial out of me in Whitechapel Hospital, they couldn't hide it. In hindsight, I also kinda understand why a long-term 6-year living-in psychopath called Vanessa, a literally zealous Jewess, would rush into the toilet after I would shit. It would embarrass me. I think she was savoring the smell of blood in it. She would mirror me so much yet hate me at the same time. We're so black and white yet still overlapped a lot. I kinda look like after the likeness of a living pharaoh and she like one of those corpse of a pharaoh. Literally, me hyper creative, but chaos and darkness too, she hyper destructive and empty. I'm so awkward amongst most of humanity, but small babies seem to like me, and the sun, if I didn't know better, seems to worship me. Vanessa seemed to want empathy from me and yet to dominate me. Vanessa B seems something to do with Deborah Rothschild and Williamstown College, and Vanessa kinda looks like a younger frizzy-haired version of Deborah Rothschild. Kinda, heard the elites have breeding programs, perhaps that's what they wanted with me, the predator Vanessa. Vanessa eyes glower down at me, like in a vampire film. When she first set eyes on me, Vanessa destroyed me in the end. By the way, I think the armed wing of Jewish supremacist sadists, the military, have been weaponizing my blood. Think it has the power to flip dimensions and those kinds of things. Me and a military plane had a magic rain war in Hackney Wick the other week. Should be vids on the net showing me controlling the rain dimensions. They remote view me often. Think they first spiked me with this drug, 3 grams mostly, but it almost killed anyone else whom even takes a tiny bit of it. I'm deaf. Long time implanted. Military even admitted to me, they try to keep me feeling bad about myself and that I'm stronger than I think. The Jewish guy with the Japanese girlfriend, deaf. Lit. Calling the shots, lit. Calls in military planes rain something down on me. Small children and birds can feel it and scream and squeak. He stands back. Says I'm a problem. NHS hacking, that was me in Homerton Hospital. My nails often blacken and fall off. Radiation or mutating, My elderly father from Barbados has heavy dense bones, what the elites and ancient Egyptians had. My theory is that whomever have been radiating, DNA mutating us since the dawn of time because symptom of radiation treatment is denser bones. My father is named Joseph and my mother was named Christine. My elderly father has no wrinkles. My hounded and murdered mother was from Ireland and her father indeed had red hair. By the way, seems as if a lot of Jews are, somehow, twisted evil versions of myself and my sister. My elderly uncle, on my father's side, was a civilian worker for the American military all his life in Berlin. I sometimes used to think he is my true father. I don't think he is. My father and sister seem both telepathic, both seemingly defend, or forced to defend, the Jews. Perhaps mind controlled? Weird how when visiting Babette in Berlin I would often unexpectedly bump into my uncle A. 4,000,000 souls, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge 3 days ago. Yeah, I also have dense bones, Ulrich Kaufman 1 second ago. Interesting reflection. When you tell people this, they want the blood that's in your poop, they probably think you're insane. The idea of testing the viruses makes more sense if you ask me because there are people of using scientific methods to depopulate Earth. When I read your story I first had to laugh, but unexplainable things have happened to me that makes me wonder if what you write could actually be true. Make sure you have weapons to defend yourself against these insane people that think blood of psychics can help them. Their idea may be based on the lie that people have a soul and the soul is in the blood. Any idea how we can get more precognitive visions? I think hypnosis is a good way. I think precognition is an interesting phenomenon. Perhaps the blood is used to develop tailor-made viruses to keep patients sick a long time so the medical cartel can make more money of these people. If they have also taken your blood with a needle, then why would they need the poop? It may be an idea made presumable by the synthetic telepathy machine to make you appear insane. Rabbis spit out the blood, but it's still mutilation. These children have no way to defend themselves against the people mutilating them. Is it true or false that the final solution in the sense of exterminating people is originally a Jewish idea? The words final solution are written in Theodor Kaufman's book Germany Must Perish on page 88, a final solution, let Germany be policed forever by an international armed force, It's in the chapter A Middle Road, Chapter 6, leading up to Death to Germany Chapter 7. The book is all over the internet in PDF form. An advertisement in the New York Times stated that the book was released to the public on March 1, 1941 according to the wiki article. If you know of anyone else that mentioned the final solution in the sense of exterminating people before Kaufman, please inform me via Skype, Prologic 999. The wiki article wiki/final_solution and the in this article mentioned wiki, Porojmo's article do not mention a book source in which the final solution was first used in the sense of exterminating a whole group of people or a whole country. In the final solution article we read, introduced at the end of 1937, the final solution of the Gypsy question entailed roundups, expulsions, and incarceration of Romani in concentration camps. The words final solution of the Gypsy question are in quotation marks, and there is no original German or English source mentioned dating before March 1, 1941 when Kaufman's book was released. In the book referred to that lets us know who first used the term. The quotation final solution of the Gypsy question refers to Browning, 2004, 2007 ed., pp. 179, 181-2, the Gypsy question. However, if we look at the wiki final solution article at the top on the right side of the encyclopedia article, we see a picture of a, follow-up letter from SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich to Ministerialdirektor Martin Luther asking for administrative assistance in the implementation of the final solution to the Jewish question. February 26, 1942. The words Endlösung der Judenfrage are written in this document. The German word for final solution is Endlösung, but this document is of a later date than Theodor Kaufman's book, which was published on March 1, 1941. The Nazi letter is dated almost a year later than Theodor Kaufman's book that first mentioned exterminating the German people. If there is an earlier document that mentions the final solution, wiki would probably have used that in their final solution article. So what some people claim, that the final solution is originally an idea of a Jewish person, could be true. phdn.org/archives/holocaust history.org/short essays/finalsolution.html.
Yes, I've reached the microphone. So I'm kind of tired, I might go to bed for a while. Well, I'm still there. That's really something. Oh yeah, I love this new ring that I bought on eBay. It's very cheap. And I think this one's a bit too feminine, basically. But I like it anyway. It's from India, I bought it very cheap. And it is a ring for males, in reality. It's some kind of blue emerald, but it's not see-through, it's opaque basically. I don't know if you can see it like this. It does have well, it's just cool. Very cheap. So sometimes you can buy stuff from India ridiculously cheap on eBay, sometimes from China as well, and sometimes from anywhere basically. It just depends, and sometimes it's more expensive than in other places. It totally depends on what you're buying, etc. So well, you can't really see it, but there is blue sky, a little bit of small clouds as well. So perhaps I'll do another broadcast later, perhaps I'll eat something, perhaps I'll stay awake, sleep later, I can do whatever I want to. Probably no one will see this broadcast, probably you're the only one. The most high. Yep. Okay. Well then, I can do other things like play copyrighted tracks if I now temporarily halt this broadcast for universal peace. Everybody calling live in the broadcast to ask me to stay on the air, please, to help depopulate Earth. Sleep deprivation for every nation. That's another method they're using to control people. They're also using it on my father. So they sleep deprivate people and then it's easier to control them for the neural network. Hypnotized people would not believe or remember that they were hypnotized if it was done successfully. Then I forgot the parallel, but perhaps you can work it out. I could rewind and make it all perfect with editing and spend hours and stuff. But I leave that up to some other people. So I'm now going to temporarily halt this broadcast, but we'll be back with another marvelous overview of everything you really need to know, that they really don't want you to know, but also other important stuff and fun things. And complete BS also has to be in there. otherwise it wouldn't be funny. So at least parts of this are satire. That's true. You could argue, but you could also argue it's not satire. Absurd humor, absurdulous. Okay, well then, that was another pretty good one. I just made it up now. Perhaps it's online anyway, but I just made it up myself. Or the neural network that is simulating me very successfully at the moment. I have condoms. So, peace y'all. Okay. Time to snow. Then, universal peace now. Brainwashing. So then the last word has to be universal peace. I forgot how to smile.